Good morning, Greenlight the Day family. I hope all is well. Today's vlog is in response to a question that Janie had posed to the group. And the question is, do I know who I am? And for me, that is not a question that's relevant. It's like answering that question goes into a rabbit hole, some existential question. So I'm going to answer it for where I'm at in this moment in time. I have been reading a book that talks about life as being an endless practice. And this book, I want to read something to you. It says, to bring out who we are and to let the world in is a brave and endless practice that clarifies and solidifies the gifts we are born with. There is no arrival point or destination here, only the chance to be more alive as we move closer to the mystery. So, who I am is what I am or what I am doing in any particular moment. If I feel that I am more than that, I tend to get attached. And for me, attachment just really leads into separation and anxiety and fear. Let me kind of give you an example. For the past couple of months, really for the majority of history, but especially for the past couple of weeks, there's been an attack on Black people, Africans who are immigrants, and they're being shuttled between France and Italy. Neither country really wants them. There are the Dominicans who are pushing any Haitian person that is dark, it's like a dark skin test, out of the country. We're going to talk about 200,000 refugees with no home. We have Black people being shot in America. We have Black people, let me phrase that, Black people being shot by police in America. We have Black people being shot in churches by America. Now, for all intents and purposes, the world identifies me as a Black woman, and I'm proud to be a Black woman, but ethnic-wise, I'm more than that. I'm a mix of a lot of things, but let's just say I'm a Black woman. And so Friday was just really, I didn't know whether to cry. I didn't know what to do. I was just to the point of despair or hatred or any of those things, because as a Black person, how are we supposed to take what's going on in the world today? And it was reminding me of, Dr. King, and, when he was in prison, and he said, as long as the moderates or the people who aren't really bothered by race don't take a stand, there's always going to be this hatred. And I just felt so at loss. And what I do at those points, I try to reach out to God or to the universe and say a prayer. And the universe responded, you are more than this. You are more than this world. You are more. You are glory. You are light. And you have to keep shining this light no matter what. Go out and be of service. So I went out and I mailed envelopes for this Center for Nonviolence. And while I was there, I met people who had been in South America and in Europe and who had been imprisoned. The person who was in charge of it had just come out of prison of the United States for protesting. She had been in, I think, for like 6 months, because she did a very specific protest against, I think it was the army base. So here I am talking to these people who are not any particular I am either. They do their life. They are the light that they live. There is no I am this. It's I am source and energy to bring peace. And it was just so uplifting. And then on the way to another event, I stopped in a part of town. I had never really eaten food there, and the food was unusual. It was good. So at that point, I was a wanderer, right? And then I go to this event, and it's a gospel concert. And I had read all about the event, and nowhere did the event say that there was a $10 charge. Now, it's not that I didn't have $10. I just didn't have $10 cash, and that's the only thing they would take at the event. Well, the woman in front of me didn't know me, complete stranger, had bought an extra ticket and say, if somebody comes and they need a ticket, give it to them. At that moment, I was amazed. I am amazed, right? And then I went into the concert, and you had people just shouting with such clear voice at the top of their lungs, and people just crying and jumping, and children lighting lights, and we're crying for the children, and we're crying for the future, and I just felt cleansed. And so when I got home, it's like the universe said, you can't be who you think you are, because what you think you are or what you think you can accomplish is so, so very small. I move mountains on your behalf. I move strangers to give you a ticket when you had nothing. I move strangers to share stories when you think that you've had enough. Let me allow you to be who you are to be. And whenever I, ask that question, who am I supposed to be? What is my purpose? The universe or God always says, that's not your question. Your question is how. How am I to be? And so it's probably not the answer Janie may have wanted, but that is how I'm challenging myself to live my life. Otherwise, I will have to deal with separation and so many other things that the world is placing us in. And it's not just a Black woman, it's women, it's men, it's children. It seems like this world thrives on us being a particular role. And yes, there are things we have to do. I am a daughter, so I would never forsake being a daughter to my mother. But I also know that I am love. What I do with my mother is love, whether I'd be her daughter or not. I hope you have a great day and you think about the question that Janie has posed. It definitely got me to thinking. Talk to you guys later. Bye.